I realized that a lot of people talk about like money and how to like dating and all that other stuff. But one thing I haven't seen anybody like focus on is purpose. Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Tony. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm just gonna talk about basically my plan to not waste my 20s away. I know a lot of people make these videos like after the fact, like when they're closer to 30 or even over 30, giving advice to younger adults or young women on how like to level up in your 20s or whatever. But I decided just to do it within my 20s, so it's like it'll be like a progress type vibe, and also showing y'all or telling y'all what I'll be doing just in case anybody else wants to do the same thing. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. So like I said, I'm making this video even though I see a lot of people make it after the fact. I mean, even when you think that you're done and you've perfected everything, it's still work to be done. And also, I've watched like a lot of these videos just to get inspired as well. But I've realized that a lot of people talk about like money and how to like dating and all that other stuff. But one thing I haven't seen anybody like focus on is purpose. And that's one, like the biggest thing that I'm striving for in this season of my life. Like finding my purpose, living in my purpose, and like so on and so forth. And I feel like in your 20s, you should be striving to find out what your purpose is, living in your purpose. And I feel like when you find that, everything else that's talked about in these other videos will come along, like your money, your whoever your spouse is, if you want to get married, the house, the car, blah blah blah, like it'll all come along once you find your purpose and you fall in line with that. So my first step in not wasting my 20s away, I feel like it might sound cliche to some people, but whatever. My first step is getting closer to God. So some steps that I'm taking within this step is like reading my Bible, listening to sermons. I like Transformation Church, so if you're like a Transformation Nation, comment down below. I also listen to like different prophecies, different people testimonies, even like it doesn't even have to be a sermon. I just listen to anything that's like God related, just to continue building my relationship with God, and also reading the Bible. So a quick tip is, y'all, I don't like reading at all, and I bought like several books to start reading, and a lot of people say like read fine, like y'all, I don't know, I don't like reading. I'm gonna work on it, but I don't like it for right now. So what I do is I have the Bible app and I just click the audio and I'll listen to it. And that's it, and that's all. Another thing with me, so it's not my sole reason now, but how I started getting closer to God was finding my purpose in life. Like y'all, I'm just tired of doing the same things. I feel like I'm living like in a circle, in stagnation, but I know like now with me getting closer to God, it's like opening up my eyes to newer things and to my purpose and living in it. And so in the beginning, that was my reason, but now it's like it's a for everything type vibe. The second thing I'm doing to level up in my 20s and not waste them away is changing my mindset. So y'all, recently I found out like however you think is what's gonna be basically produced in your life. So the biggest thing I'm changing in my mindset is being grateful for where I am in life and what I have in life right now. So I know some of you may hear this saying like all you have is all you need, and basically how I take that phrase is what I have right now in life is what I need to get to where I'm going to get to my purpose and live out in my purpose. So utilize the stuff that you have now instead of saying like, this was me, y'all, whenever I get this, then I'll do that. So so for instance, I wanted to start YouTube, and I'll be like, well, whenever I get a camera, I'll start YouTube. But that's like delaying my purpose, delaying my progress in life to being a YouTuber. And so I have my phone and a ring light, and I'll just start from there. Another thing with changing my mindset that I'm doing is being uncomfortable. So for a long time, I would not come out of my comfort zone for nothing. Like whatever I was comfortable with doing is whatever I do, and I wasn't changing it. I don't care, y'all. I could be very stubborn, so it's like somebody would be like, try it this way, and I'd be like, no, I do it this way, and this is what I'm comfortable with, and that's just that. I'm that. Okay. One thing I'm trying to do is, one thing I've learned is being uncomfortable produces growth. So I'll give y'all an example with myself. Last year in December, I thought like maybe I should start a business after saying for so long that I would never start a business, because obviously it pushes you to be uncomfortable. It puts you in new and learning situations, and I just didn't want to do it. Like, I didn't want to be bothered with it. And so my New Year's resolution was, if I could find a Snapchat post, I'll put it up on the screen. I had posted something like, I promised myself I wouldn't keep myself back this year. I wouldn't get in front of myself, something like that. Basically, being uncomfortable and starting this business that I've just thought about, and it pushed me out of my comfort zone. And it's something that I actually like doing. And now I've started my business. It's been, I don't know, it's been probably like 7 months. And so I'm glad that I did that. It's been a learning experience and a growing experience. And so I'm very happy that I pushed myself out my comfort zone and actually did it. And the third thing I'm doing with changing my mindset is stop thinking the worst of the situations and getting my faith back. And so when I was younger, y'all, I'd have faith in everybody and everything. And I know when you grow up in a long life, like, you'll see people could let you down and not follow through on the stuff that they said they'll do, and it'll taint your faith, and like it'll make you not believe people. And also in the situations, like, say, I always used to be like, I'm a realistic person, that can't happen, that won't happen. And when you speak that, that's actually what's going to happen. Like, it will not happen in your life. And so I'm in the process of growing my faith back, and, you know, having faith in God and knowing that stuff will actually come to pass once it's in the will of God. So the third thing, which kind of ties into the last thing that I just said that I'm doing, is creating vision for everything. This came with watching one of TC Nation's most recent sermons, and he was like, write down everything, just write it down, and not just store it up in your mind, just write it down. And, you know, just to help give yourself a clear vision of where you want to go with that thing in your life. Well, I had wrote down in my journal different categories I want to work on in my life at this point in time, and later in the future as well, but I just wrote it down, and obviously it may change over time. And so I'll put those categories up on the screen for y'all if you want to work on those categories yourself, or if you need help like starting with categories, I'll put them up on the screen for you. So my purpose with creating vision for everything is so that I could be intentional and not just live and whatever comes is just what comes. I remember one time I was talking to my coworker, and he was asking me like what I wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. I told him, and then I asked him the same thing, and he was like, I don't know, I'm just living life. Whatever comes is whatever comes. And I feel like that is so dangerous, because I just feel like if you just live like whatever comes, you just get whatever. And then I feel like that'll be you settling for less and settling for literally whatever, you know? And I feel like that, to me, that's so scary. Like, seeing people live purposeless lives is so scary. And I heard somebody say once, like, it's so much potential in the cemetery. Like, so many people die with so much potential because they never lived their purpose out. And to me, that's just like, so my plan with this is write your vision down, make it plain, and God will work with whatever you have on that paper. He'll fine tune it to what he has planned for your life. And just write down your desires on plain paper. When you write it down, it'll let you see what's in your mind. You could even fine tune some stuff, and you'd be like, it sounded right when it was in my mind, but when I wrote it down, it's like, nope. So yeah, my third thing I'm doing is writing vision and creating vision for everything that I want in my life. So the fourth and final thing that I'll be doing to level up in my 20s is sowing into others. And this tip is for Christians and non-Christians. A lot of us want stuff out of life, but never want to give. So for instance, it could be the simplest thing of, I like your shirt. Where did you get it from? And they'll be like, oh, I can't remember. I can't this. And they're holding on to it. Like, it's a Krabby Patty recipe, y'all. We don't want to give stuff away. Like, one thing I want to do is be a serial giver and just give. Some people may be stingy with money, with their gifts, with their craft, with even simple knowledge to help others with it. Like, everybody wants money for everything. And I feel like some things you don't have to charge. Like, just give it. Like, sometimes we're holding on to the very seed that God gave us to grow, and you need to sow it into others so that it could grow. You might think like, oh, I have this vision, or I have this idea. You don't have the means right now, or how do I say, you don't have the knowledge right now to grow that seed. So if you tell somebody else with more knowledge than you, they can help you, and that seed will grow and manifest into something else. But if you're just holding on to it, no, I'm gonna hold on to this great little Krabby Patty recipe and it'll be years and the seed is not even sown and you cannot reap anything from it. And so another thing that I'm doing with sowing seeds is tithing. What I want to level up to do is do like offering, because I feel tithing is like the very bare minimum. And if you don't know what tithing is taking 10% of your paycheck and putting back into whoever you receive the word of God from. And so that's, to me, is like the bare minimum, and that's what I do, is the bare minimum. And I feel like me giving more within the weeks, or if I watch a sermon every week, because I get paid every 2 weeks, do like pay offering into that sermon, or when I listen to prophetic words, sow a seed there. So basically, the whole point of this is you cannot reap what you don't sow. Like, if you don't give not one thing, you will never get it back. So you see a lot of people live in poverty, and they'll be like, well, I don't have it to give. Like, if you give a little, you get a little, and you can even get a lot back if you just give, like it'll come back in due time. And this is like a bonus tip, is congratulate others when you see them in their winning season, or like the season where they're harvesting, reaping, whatever. Congratulate others. Don't be mad, because if God can do it for them, he could do it for you too. Just, if like you're a person that struggles with jealousy, just be like, God, I seen what you did for them, so could you please do that for me? Or I know you could do it for me. But also still congratulate others. Don't be that person that's just like, oh, that's not that big of a deal, because you're raining on somebody else's parade. And when it's your turn, you will have nobody around you congratulating you. So I feel like congratulate others when they're in the winning season, and even encourage others when they're down. Help people, and this is also sowing seeds into people with words of encouragement, words of congratulations, blah, blah, blah. So this is it for this video. Comment down below if you have any other things that you'll be doing to level up in your 20s, while you're in your 20s, your early 20s, and even in your late 20s, trying to be better and set yourself up for a better life later on, and even right now. So that's it for this video, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.